Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So here's the question of the day. Why do some women leave guys? Why do some women leave guys? And this is a question from a long time listener. I think he was dating this girl for about 2 years. I don't know if he was married or if it was his girlfriend or not, but it don't really matter because most women initiate most of the divorces in this country. Most women and most of the relationships they have with men in this country. So in order for a guy to end a relationship, I mean, it has to be horrible. I mean, she has to do something that's unforgettable. He just can't get over it, you know? So, I'm going to tell you I'm giving you my take on it. And it's something that most guys don't really like talking about, just based on my experience. And this is coming from me like traveling all over the world. I've been traveling for like 20 years now, 20 plus years now, ever since I was 20. When I first went in the Navy, I did 4 years, and after that, I've been traveling ever since. I've been traveling all over America, all over the western part of the world. So this is across the board. But before I move forward, share this episode, and tell me what you think below. And subscribe if it's your first time being here. See, most guys, they're under the assumption, hey, if I finish school, go to college, graduate, get a decent paying job, and I should be rewarded. I deserve to be rewarded. I deserve to be with that woman that's going to bear my child, have a family, and live happily ever after. Right? Now, 50 years ago, 40, 50, 60 years ago, 100 years ago, I would say, yeah, I would agree with that 100%. But that's not the end all be all. That's not going to. Now, it still works to a certain extent with some guys. But what type of dynamics of the relationship do they have? How's the relationship going with most of these people that's been together for a long time? That's the thing. Just because people live together, that don't necessarily mean that they get along or they're on the same page or that it ain't no chaos going on. That, you don't really know what people are going through. And there's no perfect relationship either. That doesn't exist. Most relationships require maintenance. It's an ongoing, you're building, you're growing. See, if you're not growing, you're dying. That's just reality. People are either pushing you forward or holding you back. That's what it is. So the thing that kills most relationships between men and women, outside of the other, the materialistic things, that's one aspect of a relationship. Everybody wants to live good. Everyone wants to have fun. Everyone wants to have a certain amount of money. Maybe they don't want to make six figures. Maybe they don't want to get rich. But everybody wants money to do something. Everybody wants a car. And most people want a car. Most people want to go somewhere, take a trip on the weekends or take a vacation from time to time. Most people want to go shopping from time to time. I'm not a shopper, but look, that's a given, right? Most people want to hang around their friends if they got them, if they're not anti-socialist or whatever. That's a given. But outside of that, the only difference between those relationships between women and her friends, or maybe she might have a guy friend, maybe she believe in that shit, whatever. The only difference between those friendships and you is sex appeal. That's the only difference. That's the only difference between those relationships and you. And what happens over time, most women are just not attracted to the guy like she used to. Maybe she's likes him, cares about him, might even love him, but she's not turned on the way she used to be. She's not excited when she sees him. She's not excited when he walks through the door. Now a lot of times it's the guy's fault, because a lot of guys start simping. They turn into, what the woman wants him to be. At least that's what he thinks anyway. And you know why this happens? Because a lot of these guys start to listen to what women say. But the problem with that is what women tell you as a man, that's not what she's not really turned on by that. See, women will say one thing to you, but respond differently. And a lot of times women say these things because they want things to be predictable. A lot of women can kind of be control freaks sometimes, but they want things to be predictable in the household. They always want to know what's going to happen if this doesn't work. A lot of women are like that, but the problem is that doesn't turn them on though. And that same woman she'll have you, by the nose, basically pulling you by the nose. But you'll meet some other guy outside the household that's totally unpredictable. And that makes her feel alive. That makes her feel like he's uncontrollable. I like being around him, but I can't be with him. It's that type of deal. Which from a guy's point of view, that doesn't make any sense. Because why would you spend time with somebody that you're not gonna be with long term, and he's like treating you like doo-doo in most cases. He's getting better treatment than the guy at the house. Now, from a guy, most guys will say, that doesn't make any sense. He's getting better treatment than me. I have to beg to get some. He doesn't have to beg. He doesn't have to ask for nothing. She does it all. He puts it everywhere, in all the holes. And he has to beg for sex every week. But when that other guy comes around with all the crazy sex appeal, he doesn't have to ask for anything. She just opens up. And that's because of the sex appeal. That's just what it is, Now, if you ever had an experience like this before with a woman, which I have, if you go back from the time when you first met her in the beginning, everything was all new and fresh, and the sex was good, and y'all were having fun all the time. But as time went on, you like, things started to become routine. It started to slow down. You're not having as much sex as you used to anymore. You're working all the time. She's working all the time. She's tired, you're tired. So you get locked in that routine, and then the woman gets bored because you start simping, and you kind of, life gets in the way, but every once in a while you gotta kind of reset, and you gotta break those normal barriers, and a lot of times it's good to go out of town or go someplace on the weekend to break those barriers. Being in that routine is a recipe for disaster. Because you have to understand the common woman's mindset. They like adventure. They like and see, another thing, a lot of these guys are beta dudes. Well, they're not really turned on by beta dudes. Sure, you're a good provider, but that doesn't make her panties wet. That doesn't turn her on. When you walk through the door, she ain't gonna really be excited to see you. She be, oh, how you doing today, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. How was your day? Whatever. But she doesn't light up. Now, if you have, now there's some guys, certain women, when they see them coming or see, it could be at work or it could be at some place where you see a woman on a regular. That woman lights up, her eyes lights up, she's smiling, she's glowing. That's what I'm talking about. And she might even give you that look. I call it the look of lust. That's what you want. Now, if you haven't experienced that in a woman before, hopefully after you listen to me and you keep living, you will experience that. And that's what you want. You want a woman that's going to light up when she sees you. Her eyes is glowing. She's smiling. She wants to be around you. If you ask her out, ask to see her, the answer is yes. The only way even if she's busy, maybe she worked 2 jobs, maybe she got a kid, hopefully she don't got a kid, but even if she's crazy busy doing whatever, she'll make time to see a guy like you, because there's a high level of attraction, and see, we make time for the things we care about. That's what I've learned over the past 30 years. See, when women say they don't have time, that's a lie. You're just not worth her time. You're not worth making the time for. Because I've had women work 12 hours, 7 to 7, night shift, and went home, took a shower, laid down for an hour or 2, and had breakfast with me at 10 o'clock in the morning. And she just worked 12-hour shift. She was tired. And we had breakfast at IHOP or Denny's. And after that, went back to my spot and smashed after her long 12-hour shift. And I knew she was tired, but she made time for me anyway. Because, like I say, people make time for the things that they really care about. That's just what it is. So in order to not let this happen to you, you can't get caught up in that cycle of failure. That's what I call it, where things get routine, life gets in the way, and you get tired, she get tired. Women really get bored, really, And see, you probably had this experience at work with it could be a coworker or it could be somebody in another department, depending on how big the company is where you work at, where when this woman sees you, and you might not even see her every day, maybe once, twice a month, but when you see her, she's really attracted to you, and you can feel it. She's giving it off. and you don't even have to speak the same language. I mean, it's obvious that this woman is attracted to you, right? That's what you want. That's what you looking. You want your woman to be highly attracted to you, you know, and a lot of times, man, it's the energy that you give off. See, a lot of times you got to get your spirit right, you know, and women are gonna feel you. They're gonna feel that energy that's coming off you, you know, and see, stop spending time around women that ain't really feeling you like that. This is a big mistake that most guys make, you know, and if you get caught in that cycle of failure where everything becomes routine for years, a lot of women will tune out. They'll clock out. And then they'll start making plans to leave if she's halfway decent, if she can still catch, if she can still pull. You know? Because women clock out in advance. 6 months, a year, 2 years. Then they plan to leave you. And you might never see it coming. Most guys never see it coming. And when the divorce papers come, they're shocked, surprised. Or that's your girlfriend, one day she'll come to your house, or she might even break up with you over the telephone, which is very low class way of doing it. She breaking up with you over the telephone or breaking up over the text. That's kind of a low class, coward way of doing it. But regardless, you know, by the time she send you the text or call you on the telephone or come to your house to talk to you about breaking up, she pretty much already clocked out, zoned out, disconnected from you like months in advance, 6 months ago. You just got in that routine of working all the time or doing whatever you're doing, and you're not paying attention. But in order to not get caught up into that, you gotta don't start simping. Don't start going along to get along, or don't listen to what women say. That's one of the biggest. I think that might be the biggest mistake. Don't listen to what women say. You know, it just doesn't work. Women give horrible advice to guys. I mean, come on. I mean, some of this shit I hear women talk about, man, that's not gonna work for anybody. That's not gonna work for her own man, you know? So, and keep in mind, the more masculine you are, the more I would say firm or of a guy you are, the more women will be attracted to you. The more women will warm up to you. That's scientifically speaking, by the way. The more firm, more masculine you are, scientifically speaking, more women will flock to you, because being a masculine man today is not common. That's not something that women run into all the time. And a lot of women might not know why she's attracted to a guy like you. If you're a masculine type of guy, they won't even understand it. They'll be like, why am I even attracted to this guy? I never even been around a guy like that before. You know, maybe she moved from some country like India or something like that, and she's probably been around her people all her life, and she'll come to America, and all of a sudden she'll see a guy like me, and she'll be attracted to me. She won't know why, and because she's not even trying to be attracted to a guy like me, because attraction isn't a choice. It just is what it is. And see what happens if she stays around me long enough, her emotions is going to take over. And if I get a chance, I'm going to hit that. That's how that works. Because the more, it's kind of like the more her emotions, along with her more emotions take over her beliefs, along over her religion, along with her way she was raised, I'm gonna hit that. You know, it's over. You know, and it just is what it is. You know, this is why a lot of guys are very protective of their women, because a lot of guys understand this. Now, a lot, and plus, this is why a lot of these guys are insecure, because they know how it go. They know how things can go if the right guy comes around. This is why this is why certain beta dudes don't like being around alpha dudes or masculine dudes, because they know that they're gonna take all the girls and all eyes gonna be on them. I understand this, you know. So this is why when guys act insecure and be cock blocking, a lot of that's come from insecurities, because they know that you're gonna get most of the attention, or their girl that they're with is gonna be clocking you. She's gonna be watching you, you know. So hey, like, share this episode. Tell me what you think below. Tell me, have a woman ever left you? And if so, why? What reasoning did she give behind it? You know. So hey, I highly recommend you check out my book, Love Can't Wait. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.